Namaskar. Welcome to the virtual class of Grade 5 Science. And today's topic is, I have written on the board, animal life. You must have seen lots of animals around us. Some animals are so small and some animals are very, very big. Now, dear children, there are some animals which are very, very tiny. We cannot see them with our eyes, so they are known as microscopic organisms. What kind of organisms? Microscopic organism. Now, examples are Euglena, Paramecium, virus, and some other animals. Now, you can go through your book, you can see clearly in your book at the first page. Now, there are some big animals like elephants, tigers, blue whale. These animals are known as multicellular organism. M-U-L-T-I, multi, C-E-L-L-U-L-A-R, multicellular organisms, because they have more than 2 cells. But in microscopic organism, these animal poses a single cell. So they are known as microscopic organism because we need a microscope. Now, animal life, this is today's main topic. According to the absence or a presence of backbone, animals are divided into mostly how many categories, dear children? Is 2 categories. Let's find out. Number 1 is vertebrate, V-E-R-T-I-B-R-A-T-E, vertebrates, and number 2 is invertebrate, V-E-R-T-E-B-R-A-T-E, vertebrate and invertebrate animals. Now, dear children, in animal life, we have to study the different categories of vertebrate animals and invertebrate animals. But in today's episode, we will not talk about invertebrates, but we will talk about vertebrate animals. We will talk about invertebrate animals in the next or second episode. So, dear children, I think it is clear for you. Animal life and animals are mostly divided into 2 categories. They are, number 1, I've written there. Can you see there? Is vertebrate, and another one is invertebrates. I hope up to here I made it clear for you. Now, as I told you, we will talk about only vertebrate in this episode. So let's go and find out about the vertebrate animals. Now, as I told you, vertebrate animals are also categorized or divided into 5 different groups. Now, dear children, let's go and find out here. I've written fishes or pieces. I think you can see. If you cannot see, please, you can zoom your mobile or laptop and find out the exact spelling. Number 2 is Amphibian. Number 3 is reptile. And number 4 is birds. And number 5, the last one is mammals. Again, I'll write here on the board. Let's talk about the pieces of fishes. So, vertebrates are again divided into how many? 5 different categories. I've written the names out there. Let's talk about pieces. P-I-E-S-C-E-S, pieces. Now, dear children, fishes or pieces. Now, let's talk about only pieces and fishes. Now, these are aquatic animals. Aqua means water. So, pieces are adapted to live in water, and their body is streamlined. So, write down first character is they live in water. Number 2, they have STREAM, streamlined bodies. Now this means, let me explain. Streamlined body means shape of the body like a boat, long, so they can easily swim in the water. So they live in water. They have streamlined body. They have scales on their body. Again, they have fins and tails to swim in water. They have gills and breathe with the help of gills. Now, dear children, I have written some characters of pieces of fishes. Listen very carefully. You need to write down later on as a homework. So please be careful and attentive. Now these are some of the characters of fishes or pieces. Again, I would like to repeat. They live in water. They are aquatic animals. Next, they have streamlined body. Means the body is long like a boat, and that makes them to swim easily in the water. The next one, they have scales. The body, the external body is covered with scales. Next one, they have fins and tails to swim. Now we know that all the pieces in fish, they have fins, pair of fins or limbs and tails to change the direction and swim in the water. Next, they have gills at the both sides inside the ear, and with the help of gills, they breathe in water. So these are some of the examples of pieces. Now, examples are, you can say all the fish, shark, fish. So these are some of the examples of fish. You can see here also, I have written shark, seahorse, fish. Shark, fish, or you can say sea horse. So these are some of the examples of fish and pieces. I think I have the drawing of seahorse. I have the model of a seahorse. You can see, and you see the children inside the aqua, and this is a seahorse. I don't know whether you can see clearly or not. This is a seahorse. This is an aquatic animal, lives in water, and it has the same characters as pieces. Okay. I think it is clear to all the students about the pieces. Now let's go back and do the next one. After pieces, we will talk about amphibia. Now, amphibia means animals that can live both on land and in water. Now next it is Amphibians, amphibians. Now what are amphibians? I think you have heard this word in the previous class. I think you have studied in grade 3 and 4 also. Now let me define what exactly are amphibians. Now, those animals which can live both on land and in water are called amphibians. Okay, I've underlined the amphibians to make it more clear. Okay, now what are amphibian children? I've told you, I've written here, those animals which can live both on land and in water. You have to know on land and in water are called amphibians. Now, I think clear for you. Now please, could you tell me what are the examples of amphibian? Okay, most of the children, they know the examples of amphibian. So, I'll write for you here, frog. You know what is frog? You can see nowadays a lot of frog around it. And you can say, salamander. S-A-L-A-M-N-D-E-R, salamander. You can say next one is newt, N-E-W-T, newt. So these are amphibians. Even we can say snake is an amphibian. You have seen snake going inside the water, again coming on the land. Next one you can say about crocodile. Crocodile is also amphibian. You must have seen the crocodile in the television going inside the water and coming on the land. Now they come on the land to recharge their body. These are some of the examples of amphibians. Now, after this, let's talk about some of the characters of amphibians. Number one, as I told you, they live in water. They live on land. They live on land. They are multicellular animals, means they are made up of more than 2 cells. Water, one lesson. They can also live land and in water. So next one, they breathe with the help of lungs. So these are are some of the characters of amphibians. You can see on my chart also. I have the example. The chart is pretty tiny, but I think you can see clearly if you can zoom your laptop or mobile. See, frog, newt and salamander. So these are some of the examples of amphibians. I hope it's clear for you about the amphibians. Now let's go and discuss about the next one. The next one is reptiles. Okay. Reptiles is very easy. Number 3 is reptiles. Reptiles. Now, what are reptiles, dear children? I think you have seen lots of reptiles around in your environment. Now, if you don't know, I'll tell you what exactly is reptile. Now, first, reptiles are crawling animals. They crawl on the ground. And they are also cold-blooded animals. So, let's write the definition first about the reptiles and discuss about their character. Those animals having cold blood and crawl on the ground are called reptiles. Examples are, see, crawling animals, snake. You can see here, snake, lizard. You can see here, tortoise, turtle. etc. Now, dear children, look here. Those animals having cold blood and can crawl on the ground are called reptiles. Having cold blood means their blood is cold and they crawl. So you need to learn about two things. They have cold blood and they crawl on the ground. So this is the definition of reptiles. Now let's talk about some of the characters of reptiles. First one is they are multicellular organisms because they have number of cells in their body. They crawl, they can crawl, as I told you, on the ground. They have cold blood. Next one, they have rough skin. Okay, children. These are some of the characters of reptiles. You know the definition already. And see the characteristics of reptiles. They are multicellular organisms. They can crawl on the ground. They have cold blood and they have rough skin outside the body. So these are some of the characteristics of reptiles. Now dear children, if you have any confusion, you can go to your book Animal Life and you can read there. Please read in your book and you can find out all these characters written in the book. Okay. Now after this I have two more left here about the vertebrate animals. I hope you all are listening very carefully. If you have any confusion regarding the chapter, please either you go through your book, consult your parents or your subject teacher. The next group of vertebrate is birds. Number 4 is birds. It's very easy. You know birds. Every day you can see birds flying in the sky. Dear children, you can come to the chart. I've written birds here. If you can see here, you can see birds, sparrow, peacock, duck, pigeon, crow, eagle. There are so many birds around us. So birds are also vertebrate animals. They have backbones. As we are talking about the animals having backbones. All these fishes, amphibians, reptiles and birds, they are known as vertebrate animals. If you don't know, I thought you know the definition of vertebrates. So animals having backbones are called vertebrate animals, and we are discussing some of the groups of vertebrate animals. Okay, now in this case we are talking about, we will discuss about the birds. Now birds are vertebrate animals. It's very clear, dear children. Means birds have backbones. They possess backbones. Now, what are birds? Birds are those animals having beaks, wings, and can fly in the air. Let's write about the birds. Those animals having beaks, wings, feathers, and tails are that can easily fly in the air are called birds. Examples you already know: eagle, parrot, sparrows, duck. All these are birds. But remember, some birds can fly, some birds cannot fly. So there are flightless birds in our surrounding also. For example, chickens cannot fly, hen cannot fly. They are birds, but they cannot fly, so they are known as flightless birds. See, I have written a definition for you. Those animals having beaks, beaks, wings, feathers, and tails that can easily fly in the air are called birds. Example you can see there. I have written example for you. I think it's clear about the birds. Now let's go and discuss some of the characters of birds. Now as I told you, birds mostly spend their time in the air. So, why the birds fly? What is the theory behind the flying of the bird in the sky? Now, first one is, I'm very impressed, they have hollow bones. Now, I don't know, children, whether you know about it or not. They have hollow bones. The bones have a cavity. All the bones have cavity between. So, because of the cavity, because of the holes, their body becomes light. So, when the body becomes very light, they can easily fly in the air. I'll tell you one of the example. You have eaten chickens. Your mother prepared chicken in the kitchen. Now when you eat chickens, you can crumple the bones of the chickens easily. It's not difficult to chew or crumple. This means even the chickens, they have hollow bones. Okay? So they have hollow bones. They spend their time mostly in the air. They have sharp claws to make balance. They eat with the help of beaks. Okay, dear children, these are some of the important characters of birds. Listen here, one more time, I'm going to repeat for you. They have hollow bones. They spend their time mostly in the air. They have sharp claws to make balance while landing or killing their prey. They eat with the help of beaks. They do not have teeth. Remember, they do not have teeth. So, I have written some of the characters. For more characters, please go through your book and read the books thoroughly. It's given clearly inside a book. Okay, dear children, I have done 4 groups of vertebrates: fishes, amphibia, reptiles and birds. Now, we are almost at the end of the lesson. End of the vertebrate animals. The last one we will talk about is mammals. Number 5 is mammals. Okay. Now, what are mammals? You can see so many mammals around us. Now, dear children, listen very carefully and I'll write a definition for you on the board. Animals that give birth to their babies and feed them with their milk is called mammals. Animals that give birth to their babies and feed them their milk is called mammals. Example, human beings, dogs, elephants, etc. You can see more. Please look at here on my chart. I've written here mammals. Can you see mammals here? See, cow is a mammal because cow gives birth to the baby's calf. See, bat. Bat is a mammal. It's a flying mammal. Next one, elephant is a mammal. See, your mother, your female mother is a mammal, and the blue whale is a mammal. Dolphin is a mammal. So, these are some of the examples of mammals. I'm going to repeat here. Animals that give birth to their babies and feed them their milk is called, are called, I have to write here, are called mammals. Humans, dogs, elephants, whales, bat. Example, I would like to hear bat because it's very important. Bat, dolphins, etc. Now, I would like to add few things here because there's a question in your book why dolphins and blue whales are called mammals. I'm going to repeat the question one more time. Why blue whales and dolphins are called mammals? Now, answer is very simple. Dolphins and blue whales are mammal because what they do, their children, they give birth to their babies. Though they live in water, they do not lay eggs. They give birth to their babies, so they are called mammals. Again, one more time. Dolphins and blue whales are mammals because they give birth to their babies and feed them their milk, so they are called mammals. Now let's talk about some of the characteristics of mammals. They are multicellular organism. They breathe through lungs. They have mammary glands. So these are some of the important characters, but there are more characters written in your book. Please make sure you go through the book and find out more characters. They are multicellular organisms, means they have more cells in the body. They breathe through lungs. They have mammary glands. It's very important. Mammary gland is very important. Now, we came to know about the group of different vertebrate animals. As I told you, what are vertebrates? Those animals having backbones are called vertebrate animals. And we have discussed 5 groups of vertebrate animals: fishes or pieces, amphibian, reptiles, birds, and mammals. Hope you have understood the lesson, half part of the lesson. We are going to talk about invertebrates in the next episode or our second episode. And regarding this lesson, still you have confusion, you have a doubt, please you can consult to me or your subject teacher. So dear children, for today I have completed animal life, and be ready for the next time. Now this is the time for the homework. So I would like to write some of the homeworks. So please do it in your fair copy, and let's do some homeworks for next 2-3 days. Okay, dear children, homework. Okay, this is the time for the homework. Now, first homework for you is define. Define 1. Amphibians. Number 2. Reptiles. Number 3. Can say mammals. And number 4, you can write down about birds. So you need to define amphibians, reptiles, mammals and birds. For number 2, what are vertebrate and in what are vertebrates and invertebrate? Give 4 examples of each. Number 3, why blue whales and dolphins are called mammals. Number 4, draw a diagram of each group of vertebrate in your copy. So dear children, I have set the homework for you. Number 1, define amphibians, reptiles, mammals, birds. Number 2, what are the vertebrate and invertebrate? Give 4 examples of each. Why blue whales and dolphins are called mammals? Draw a diagram of each group of vertebrate in your copy. So you need to draw each one for fishes, one for amphibia, reptiles, birds and mammals. So, dear children, I have finished the lesson, the animal life, and regarding the homework, you need to complete your homework and hand over to your subject teacher for check. Next episode we will talk about invertebrate animals. So this much for today. Please do not come out from your house unless and until you have very urgent work, because health is wealth. So please keep in mind and stay at home. Thank you.